everyone, and welcome to a December Q&A, and I've got loads of questions, so I'm going to get straight into it. I have to remember to look into that camera and not at the screen, which I'm going to do. Okay, the first one is, if there was one place you would like to visit in the world, where would you go? And it would definitely be New Zealand. When is it acceptable to put Christmas trees up? And I would say mid to late December. That's when I usually, that's when I usually put mine up. What would your perfect Christmas gift be? And I guess I like survival things like knives, bug out bags, that sort of stuff to put in it. I like video game stuff and a dog. I'd accept a dog, German Shepherd. And I would accept a dog. Are you a morning person or a late night person? Guess I'm kind of both. I like to get up early in the morning so that I don't waste the whole day being asleep, but then I stay up late at night. So probably a morning person. What's the best gig / festival you've been to? And if you haven't, are there any that you'd like to go to? I'm not a huge festival person, so I don't know of any that I would go to myself. Favourite horror movies, and everyone knows I love zombies, so like 28 Weeks Later, Wrong Turn 2, anything like that, like gory horror. Don't like supernaturally ghosts. No, it just scares me way too much. Favourite cartoon when you were a child, and I can't remember what it was actually called, but it was something like Gruesome Tales of Grizzly Kids, something like that. I can't actually remember what it was called. So I love watching that, and I think it was like on a Friday after school, after I'd been to swimming lessons, and I loved Pokemon because that was like my Saturday morning. Lord of the Rings or Game of Thrones, and that is the world's toughest question ever. I love. Don't know what this is. I love Lord of the Rings, and it's just all-time classic. But I love the complexity of the Game of Thrones characters, where you don't have good and evil, and they fight. It's really hard to explain. Yeah, I don't know how to explain it. It's just a lot more realistic. But I would still choose Lord of the Rings because it's just my favourite, and I love Middle Earth as a universe. But then Game of Thrones has White Walkers, that's like zombies, so I don't know. It's either probably almost a tie, if not Lord of the Rings are just a tiny little bit more. Pubs or clubs? And most of the time I'm in pubs rather than clubs. Favourite Favourite drinks on a night out, and I like Jägermeister and Red Bull, Coke and vodka and cider. Pepsi or Coke? It'll probably be Pepsi. It says milk. It says milk in or after. You know what I mean. Yes, I do, and it's definitely milk after. Then we have, would you either live in a house in the countryside with land or a nice apartment in the city? And I live in the countryside with land and I like it here. So probably the countryside. But I would have better internet if I could choose. It's the only downside of living rural. Living rural is the lack of internet. What do you do for work and do you enjoy it? And I work in retail as a customer assistant and I enjoy it. Future plans for your YouTube channel, and at the moment I would still like to do more playthroughs, but it is the internet that is holding me back. It takes like 12 hours to upload a 15-minute video and it just drags too much. I'm still waiting for gameplay commentaries. Where are they? And it's the whole situation with the internet. It's just too slow to upload. But it's something I'd still like to do, so if we moved again, someone with better internet, that is what I would like to do. And then we have, what was the last video game you just played? And it was Metro Last Light. Still got Oopa stuck in my head, thanks. Oopa. What are your thoughts on the Assassin's Creed video? What are your thoughts on the Assassin's Creed movie and the leaked pictures? And I've steered clear well away from the movie. I don't want to be. I haven't seen that much of it, but I have seen the leaked pictures, but I'm trying to keep away from that just to avoid the spoilers. Biggest regret of your life, and at the moment I can't think of one. I don't think I do have the biggest regret. What inspired you to make the ghost face paint masks? And it's because when the game first came out, everyone was doing the Call of Duty logo face paint, which I did as well. And then after I played the game, I loved it, and I loved all the different masks. I thought they were so cool. So I went on YouTube to see if anyone had actually made the masks yet or done face paint, and I thought, and no one had, so I thought I'd take advantage of that and do the face paints, because if you're looking for like a last minute Halloween costume type thing, you're not gonna want to go to the expense of buying things. If you've got face paints, you can just whack it on. And they were all first attempts. I never practiced before, So what you watched was my first attempt, and if it didn't work, I wouldn't have uploaded it. And they turned out alright, so they got uploaded. Okay, what do you do when you're not playing video games, making videos, drinking tea, or painting your face? And most of the time then I'm either at work or I like to read, and I have a lot of pets, so I'm probably attending to those, and or um, or I'm out hiking. Is there anything you want to do currently, can't/haven't? Um, I'm saving up to do the Everest Base Camp expedition. It's a few years away, but that's something I would love to do, and something I will do in the future. But at the moment, I'm saving up for it because it is really expensive. Okay, so that is all the questions that I can. So that that's all the questions that I think that I covered. So I'd like to wish you all a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.